No kings. No kings. No kings. It is an honor to be here with you today. My question is, who's left in Atlanta if they're not here? But to the folks who are gathering in Athens and in Savannah, who are gathering in Kansas and in Ohio, who are gathering in Mississippi and in New York, we are in this together. I was recently listening to a podcast, and the commentator, Joshua Doss, said something that stuck with me. He said, it used to be that we were all headed to the same destination. We just had different routes. We all believed in the theory of democracy and what democracy could deliver, but we had some philosophical differences about how we were going to get there. Back when we had maps and not GPS, we were plodding along an atlas trying to figure out what was the best way to get there. But where we stand today, we're no longer fighting about the route. We're fighting about the destination. You see, on one side, you've got some proto-fascists who believe that where they should be is not where the rest of us are. You see, the route they want to take and versus the route we want to take, we've always believed that the route that we should take, the route we should take to get to success is democracy. That if we are all moving together, we may move at a different pace. We may have a different reason. We may have a different way to get there. But the route we were going to take was democracy. We were going to use a pluralistic democracy, a multiracial, multi-ethnic, multi-gender, multi-identity, multi-religious. We were going to have a democracy that looked like all of us. That was our route. But on the other side, they decided that the route they wanted to take was not democracy, but authoritarianism. What they want to do is they want to tell us that only some of us are going to get to be there. That they want to take our rights and our liberties. They want to deny our identities and our opportunities. That they want to aggregate their power and steal ours. They want to take the route of autocracy. But what I'm more concerned about is the destination. You see, the destination I have in mind, the destination this nation was built on, was a nation that sees all and serves all and stands for all. That's the destination. And yet we are living in a moment where ethno-fascists are in charge of the government, when Christian nationalists are making economic policy, when we have a secret police telling us who we are. Their destination is division. Their destination is destruction. And their destination is denied. We will not go back, and we will not let them turn us around. But the way we get there matters, and why we get there matters. I spent the last few months talking about the 10 steps. I know you had Becky Pringle up here. She gave you 7. I'm going to do 10 because I'm an overachiever. There are 10 steps to autocracy. There are 10 steps to authoritarianism, and we've got to recognize them if we want to fight them. It starts with an election, the last free and somewhat fair election that we're going to have. When once they win that election, the person who becomes the executive, the man who takes the power, because it's always a man, that man who takes the power decides he's going to expand it as much as he can, that he's going to ignore the Constitution and the rules and norms and morals and beliefs, that he's going to do what he can to take what he wants, but he's not doing it by himself. You see, step 3 is that he's got to weaken the other powers. You've got a complicit Republican Congress that has said that we are willing to give away our power so we can have proximity to his. You've got a Congress that has said that they refuse to do their jobs because they're afraid somebody might make them do their jobs. And then you've got a judiciary that has become complicit, that is issuing secret decisions, refusing to write their names as they rewrite the story of America. But then you get to step 4. Step 4 is once they've weakened competing powers and expanded executive powers, what they do next is they break government so it doesn't work for anybody. The government shutdown is not an accident. They don't want it to work because you can't have a dictator if the people believe that the other folks are going to take care of them. And so what you do is you break government so Social Security doesn't get to the people they need it. You break government so that people stop believing that if we stand together and work together and invest in each other, that government can work. You break it because we want people to think that democracy can't deliver. And then you get to step 5 when you would start to install loyalists. You put a podcaster in charge of the FBI. You put a commentator in charge of the Department of Defense. You put a snake oil salesman in charge of Health and Human Services. The person you put in charge of Homeland Security only knows security when she shoots her dog. You replace people who know what to do with people who only know what power looks like. And then you get to step 6. You start to attack the media and you attack the truth. Because it's hard to unite when we don't have a shared reality. And so you see Jimmy Kimmel losing his job and Karen Atia losing her job. But you also see PBS and NPR losing their funding because they don't want us to know what we know. They can tell a lie 1,000 times and make it sound like the truth. And they take over CBS and they take over NBC and they take over ABC and they take over TikTok because they don't want us to know the truth because propaganda sounds better. Then you get to step 7. And step 7 is the most dangerous step because then you got to blame someone for the government you've broken, for the people you've hurt. And so you accuse transgender people of causing inflation. You say that immigrants are a scourge on our nation. You blame black pilots for having success. You go after the disabled and you go after the vulnerable. You go after DEI, not because you care about the letters, but because you despise the mission. Diversity means all people. Equity means fair access to opportunity. Inclusion means respect for belonging. They're not mad about the letters. They're mad about the mission. They're mad because they know that DEI is in our DNA. This is a nation built on DEI. This is a country that came into being saying that we are going to do better than our forebears so we can do better by our children. DEI is who we are, and that's why they go after it day after day, time after time, because you can't have a pluralistic democracy if you get rid of the plurals. Then you get to step 8, just in case folks like the ACLU try to sue and protect us, just in case labor unions unite to protect us, just in case universities try to teach us, just in case protesters try to show up and remind us of who we are. They go after step 8. They try to break civil society because they're preparing us for step 9. And step 9 is when they start to normalize violence. You see, I believe in the nonviolent revolution. Because it works. It is the only thing that has ever truly consistently worked. But instead of that, what they want us to do is believe that we're in danger if we speak up, that we're in danger if we aggregate, that if we assemble like the First Amendment tells us we can, that there's a problem. And so we have a paramilitary called ICE that's breaking into houses and arresting people, kidnapping folks off the streets. We have the National Guard occupying our country, occupying our cities. We have a military occupation of Washington, D.C. And if we heard that on the news anywhere else, we would be up in arms. And yet here in America, we're supposed to just take it as normal. We're supposed to believe that it's okay that we have the military invasion of Portland and Chicago, of Memphis and of L.A. We're supposed to believe that it's normal to have a secret mass police roaming the streets of America. That's not normal. That's intentional. Because what they want us to do is to not notice that they've gotten to step 10. And the step 10 is when we end democracy for everyone. That's why Texas is redrawing its maps. That's why Missouri redrew its maps. That's why Georgia purged 400,000 people from its rolls. That's why they're trying to gut the Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, because they want to break democracy forever. We're going to have elections. Russia has elections. Turkey has elections. Venezuela has elections. But if they already know who's going to win, what's the point of showing up? Their destination is to take our country from us. And if there are 10 steps to autocracy and 10 steps to authoritarianism, Atlanta, I'm here to tell you there are 10 steps to freedom and power. That's what we're here for. There are 10 steps to freedom and to power, to health care for all. There are 10 steps to protecting our patriots. There are 10 steps to protecting our democracy. There are 10 steps to protecting our right to control our bodies and control our futures and control our minds. We've got to commit, say commit. We've got to share, say share. We have got to organize, say organize. We've got to mobilize, say mobilize. We've got to litigate, say litigate. We have got to disrupt, say disrupt. We have got to deny them the ability to take our language, say deny. We have got to engage, say engage. We have got to elect, say elect. And when we get those 9 steps done, we are going to demand the nation we deserve. Say demand. Say demand. Say demand. We demand our freedom. We demand our power. We demand our freedom. We demand our power. We demand our freedom. We demand our power. We've got 10 steps to get there, 10 steps to get where we need to be. And it's going to take every one of us walking those steps together. We don't all have to do the same thing, but we've all got to do something. And if we take these 10 steps, if we do this work, then we will claim the destination of pluralism. We will claim the destination of democracy. And we will claim the destination of justice. And we will show them who we are. Thank you so much.